It's time for another World Champion Checkmate Challenge, and after Boris Spassky we come to the great Bobby Fischer. Of course, these two played this legendary match in Reykjavik in 1972. And let's take a look at this game, the third game from that match. And it is black to play, Fischer to play. How did Fischer win from this position? Okay, I'll give you the solution in a second, but let's just reflect on Bobby Fischer. And I can't do better than quote his opponent, Boris Spassky, who said, "When you play Bobby, it's not a question if you win or lose. The question is if you survive." What a brilliant summing up of Fischer's style. He had this extraordinary desire to win. When he checked in at the board, you knew that he was never going to let you off the hook, and he would just keep going. He had a wonderful strategic style, actually, Fischer. A kind of clarity to it, like Capablanca, or in the present day, like Carlsen, actually. Coming back to Spassky, I think it's incredible that Spassky maintained a friendship with Fischer right to the end of Fischer's life, actually. It showed he was a real sportsman and very generous towards Fischer, actually. If you want to know more about Bobby Fischer, obviously so much has been written about this match, about Fischer, about Spassky. I would recommend this book, Bobby Fischer Goes to War, by David Edmonds and John Idenau. It is a superb book. This is the best that I've read on Fischer and Spassky, actually. Two very fine journalists who did some brilliant research, not just on Fischer, but also looking up Soviet archives to get the story from the Soviet perspective as well. There we go. I'm sure you can find it online. Right, let's have a look at the position. Fischer played bishop d3, and actually after this move, Spassky resigned. The king has 3 squares to go to. Let's look at each of them. First of all, king d2, well, that gets put away very easily with queen check, and then whether the king goes up or down, queen takes bishop is mate. That's the easy one. Okay, what about king e3? Well, there are some beautiful variations here, actually. You can make a discovered check with the bishop, but in fact the best move is queen d1. And now the white queen has to move because black threatens. Queen takes bishop, checkmate. So the obvious way to cover both threats is to move the queen back to b2. But now have a look what happens. This is really beautiful. So queen f3 check. Now king d2 will transpose to the line we're looking at, but the main move is king d4. And now black can force a checkmate with a really subtle sequence here. Queen check, king must go back. And now if you check immediately, then the king will go back to d2. So what we do is first check here. White can either block or move the king forward. So for example, if king d4, that is now checkmate. Catches the king beautifully. Or if the queen interposes, or bishop, it's the same, then queen e5 is mate, because the king no longer is able to step to d2. Beautiful checkmate. And coming back here, the move which prolongs the game, the longest is king e1, but then simply queen takes pawn check. That's pawn number 2, and white's king is still in terrible trouble. And after this, well, it's quite clear that black is going to win very, very easily just by rolling the pawns down the board, and, well, in combination with mate threats against the king, and there's no counter-attack possible for white. There we go. Fantastic game that by Fischer. If you don't know the games from the Reykjavik 72, then please take a look at them. And that win actually in game number 3 was Fischer's first ever win against Spassky in tournament chess or match chess or any other kind of chess actually. So that was a really momentous game. If you're not subscribed to the channel, then do click on the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe and you get notification of when I post a new video. And of course, do check out the World Champion Checkmate Challenge playlist. You'll find the link up there or down there or somewhere. And you can find lots of other videos of world champions. Thanks for watching.